our buildings. So most of the buildings that we design as architects, be they small residences or whether they are apartment buildings or whether it is IT, we focus a lot on passive techniques that would help minimize the heat gain, that would help retain the humidity that one requires, that would help even the sort of AV fauna that we need to have. I mean, coming back to IT, I think the kind of energy that IT buildings consume, they're pretty much energy guzzlers. So I think when we look at IT buildings, our sort of degree of sensitivity to sustainability really gets heightened. We have to work towards bringing air conditioning loads down. In fact, the thumb rules that most people who do air conditioning is that 150 square foot should be a ton. And we are doing projects now where we are really trying to push to ensure that we do 1 ton of air conditioning for 300 square foot, which would pretty much mean that we halve the air conditioning load, which means we halve the electric consumption that is required. We don't use the sort of gases which would lead to ozone depletion. So there is a great need that at least our office buildings, which are really energy guzzlers, we go that extra mile towards sustainability. And in that context, IT buildings are also buildings that consume a lot of glass. So we have to be extremely knowledgeable and make the right choices so that we use glasses, but equally we use glasses that help in minimizing heat gain and also maximize the sort of light that they can bring in. Glass is such a versatile material that modern technology enables us to almost have 100% transparency on one end and absolutely opaque colored glass on the other. So I think if the architects think creatively, if they are knowledgeable about glass and work closely with whoever are the vendors or consultants who have more knowledge in glass, and if they are able to do a slight cost benefit analysis, because high performance glasses tend to be a little more expensive, then they can make intelligent choices and really impact significantly towards sustainability. I think glass is a very versatile material. Recently I was reading about a building that is coming up in Hyderabad, where they are using different tones of ceramic frit glass, so that when you view the building and as you're approaching the building, the building's shade and light is going to almost give you a wavy shimmering sort of an effect. So here is an architect who's gone that extra mile to give you a building that has ceramic frit glass, which will give you less heat inside, and equally create an interesting canvas out of his or her building. So I think glass gives us that infinite possibility to add color, to play with transparency versus opaqueness, to play with how much light we would like to bring in or keep out, how much heat we would like to bring in or keep out. Also, I think in the modern context where we are doing buildings fast and quick, and where we would soon have to do buildings within a densely populated area, glass enables us to do dry construction, and also it enables us to do a much more precision job, because it is factory made, cut, factory fitted. You just sort of bring these fully unitized systems with glass and aluminum, and you can fix them on site. I think increasingly it is the material of the day, and perhaps also the material of the future. You know, I think it's any architect's dream to get a whole wall that he can sort of scribble on. and especially for meeting rooms where you have a larger audience and a small board is sort of contains the kind of action you want to demonstrate. We have this total wall of Saint-Gobain glass that we just have a ball of a time scribbling on, and we use it for doing all our flow charts, you know, when you're sort of mapping a project, when we have our general body meetings with the whole team, we use it, and we also use it for brainstorming. And I find because it's not just one tiny piece but a large area, often we've divided into teams and done our brainstorming, and people on the other side are, you know, sort of poking and commenting. This is one of the most favorite tools in our office, this wall of glass. Going forward into the future, glass has to go beyond being just something that's an envelope. Beyond that, I think glass is going to be used structurally because it's extremely strong material. It's going to be used to add color. It's going to be used maybe as a canvas. So suddenly you see a glass wall, but it also has some liquid crystals in it, and then you press a few buttons and it becomes a painting. So I think the scope for new sort of uses of glass is immense. In fact, in 1995 I did a competition project for the Stadium of the Future, and there is a very interesting property of glass that if you insert, let's say, a pencil into water, or if you just place a glass like that, because of the change in refractive index, the pencil bends. Or if you were to put a coin and put a glass sheet above it, the coin would sort of rise. So there's a lot of optical illusions that glass can create, and this concept of the future stadium was that you have a stadium with a glass roof, and then you can put people around it, and the action is actually happening below the glass, but it would seem as if the action is actually happening on top of glass. And then you could have another layer of glass and another sort of row of people sitting there, and soon you could have a multi-layered stadium. I'm extremely excited about that.